Good morning, everybody. It is day 14 of the suffering of day 80. It's day 14 of 84, and today I weigh 228.6 pounds, so I'm down 0.6 from yesterday, which was my low carb day, which actually, to be honest with you, I thought I was going to lose a little bit more than that, but it's okay. I lost 3 pounds from last Saturday to this Saturday. So the 0.6, I'm actually kind of almost relieved I didn't drop another 2 pounds, if that kind of makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to get my rice ready. I'm going to take my pills. I'm going to make some coffee, and then I'm going to go on my walk. So today, like I said, it's my high carb day, and I was going to have my mic today, so the audio was consistent with every single area that I was recording, but apparently my mics are dead, so I have to record them, unfortunately. To give you an idea of what I'm doing today for my high carbs, I'm just basically going to do 8 ounces of rice, measured dry, which 2 ounces of rice is a serving, so 8 ounces is 4 servings, which is 140 carbohydrates. And then I'm going to be doing some juice. A container of juice is 230 carbohydrates. So 4 meals of rice with that whole jug of juice throughout the day for 4 meals is 790 carbohydrates, puts me right at 800. So that gives me 200 carbohydrates for my cheat meal at the end of the day. Pretty simple math. If I don't hit the 1,000, I'm not really going to be too concerned about it. If I go over the 1,000 a little bit, I'm not really going to be too concerned about it. But the main thing is just getting rice and juice to get my 800 first, and then I'll have my cheat meal. And it's just like, you're going to eat 200 carbohydrates in a cheat meal? It's like, well, that right there is 100 carbohydrates, and that's easy to eat. So if I do put this in a milkshake, that's 100, okay? Plus the carbohydrates from the milk. And then if I do 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, it's 22 carbohydrates for every slice of sourdough. So that's another 88 carbohydrates. So this plus 88, and there's 12 carbohydrates for every 8 ounces of milk. So the milk will bring the 88 to 100, and then this will put me at 100. So that's 200 right there. For a cheat meal, putting me up to 1,000. Let me weigh this out. Give me 1 second so I can get my rice going. Rice is going to take roughly around 20 minutes to cook. So I should have actually started this before I started the video, so that way I could have had this already cooking while I was talking to try to get it done. Yesterday, whenever I was on my walk, it started raining on me, and I was talking about how I really wish I had a treadmill for whenever the weather is really, really bad, rainy or super cold and windy or whatever. And I was talking about possibly having to go and buy one. Well, yesterday, while I was on my walk, there's a treadmill. So, I have it lifted up. You get the washing machine and dryer. Excuse the super messy. All this is Christmas decoration stuff that's in the house. So all that's going to be gone later. That's just in here because it's convenient. Yeah, a treadmill. Yeah. I went to go walk in the evening. So in the morning I was being rained on, and then the weather cleared out. Super beautiful evening. Super beautiful afternoon. And as I'm walking, it happens to be a treadmill. And I'm just like, it's at the street. And I'm like, no way. And then sure enough, as I'm walking up, these 2 kids came up, and they're on these little electric scooters, so they beat me to it. And then the guy came out, the owner of the house, and he was talking to them. He was like, hey, do y'all want it? Y'all can have it. It's free. It works. Everything works. It's so perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Y'all can have it. So they called their dad, like, Dad, can you come get it? And I was like, dang. So I just kept on my way. Well, come the end of my walk, after my hour walk, it's still there. So I was just like, well, you had your chance. So I went, and my wife met me, and we picked it up. We brought it home, and we set it back up because it was taken apart. We put it back together. And then the only thing that was wrong with it is the bearing rollers, the rollers of the bearings. They're a little gritty, so I just sprayed them with some oil, and then the belt was loose, so when you walked on it, it would stop the belt. Every time you take a step, it would stop the belt. So I just tightened up the tensioners, and now it works perfectly fine. So when the weather's really lousy, I got me a treadmill. I don't know really how much that brand is and how much money I saved, but I tell you this much, I saved more than what I would have if I would have had to buy one. So it's just like, what are the chances? And I'm so fortunate for that. Like, honestly, I'm so happy that that happened to just kind of fall literally in my lap. And I'm just like, what are the chances of that? Pills kicked in before my rice was done. So I went ahead and measured out all my chicken for the week, and now I'm going to go ahead and grill it while my rice is cooling down. My rice actually finished whenever I was putting everything on the grill. So these represent 1 day's worth of chicken. I have 6 of them for 6 days. So I'm going to grill those, and then while my rice is cooling down, and then I'm going to go ahead and eat, drink my coffee, and then go on my walk. My beautiful wife is the one who does all the dishwashing for me, but she's still asleep, and I like for her to sleep in and rest because, well, it's just nice being able to sleep in. So I'm up taking care of all this, so when she does get up, I'm done with my cooking, I'm done with my walking, I'm done with my prepping, I'm done with everything. So all I have to do is just hang out with her and the kids. This is 1 day, 2 day, 3 days worth of meal. I make it pretty convenient because what I do is that big Tupperware y'all saw me washing earlier. What I do on Wednesday, I go to the store and I try to find chicken that expires on Sunday. So if I get 9 pounds, roughly 10 pounds of chicken, so a 5-pack and like well, actually technically it's 2 10-pound packs. So if I get 2 10-pound packs of chicken, because I try to get like right at like 5 pounds on each one of them, on Wednesday I try to find ones that expire on Sunday, the ones that are best by date, and then I'll cut them up and strip them, and then I'll soak them in mustard, and then I'll take my favorite seasoning and put that on there, and then mix it all up and leave it in the fridge until Sunday morning. And I find the longer I let them sit closest to expiration date before cooking them, the more tender, juicy, and easier they are to eat. Plus the mustard works as a meat tenderizer, and then plus the seasoning helps tenderize them as well too. And then sitting longer helps the tissue start to soften up and not be so tough. And then that way Sunday when I wake up, all I have to do is just measure out 6 bowls of 1.5 pounds. And then from there, I just come out here, put them on my pit, and then as the first round cooks, I wash that Tupperware, and then I wash the 3 Tupperware that these went in, then these go back into those Tupperware, and those go on, then I wash those, then come out, then those go into those Tupperware, then I let them rest, cook my rice, and then from there just cut my vegetables up, and then separate my vegetables and rice into 3 meals, and have my one for my salad. And then I will take my oatmeal, weigh it out in a bowl, get it ready for the next morning. Like everything's pre-weighed out and ready to go. So in the morning, all I have to do is just grab and go. I don't have to spend any additional time doing anything. This thing is it's 20. We're coming to the it's coming to the end of 25, and I've had this since 2018. So 7 years is how old this pit is. I've had to replace the catch pan because it rusted through. I had to replace all the heat, like the propane tubes on there, the gas tubes. I had to replace all the heat shields. I've replaced everything on the inside of this already before, once. And I think my heat shields and my gas tubes are ready to be replaced again. And instead of buying a new pit, that's what I do. I just change everything out because a new pit is like $300 freaking dollars, $400 to replace all the internals on here. It's like $30. You could get on Amazon and you can find a universal for your barbecue pit, and you could get all the gas tubes, you could get all the heat shields, you could get the grill, you could get everything 100% for like $30 on Amazon, and it works like brand new when you do that. Because the casing, the housing, it's all stainless, so none of that rust. The only thing that rust is the actual like grilling part. The tubes are made of carbon, the catch tray is made of carbon steel, and then the heat shields are made of carbon steel, so all that starts to rust, but nothing else does. So if you just replace your internals, you don't have to buy a new grill. And like I said, that's what I do. I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of money. Okay, gotta go wash these. Now I can enjoy my coffee, because now it's just a matter of cooking this the rest of the way. And then eating my rice. And got my selfie stick. It is such a big difference in the temperature from yesterday to today. We are in the low 60s with a light breeze, low humidity. It was amazing. Yesterday, we were right at 80 with incredible humidity to the point where it was foggy and raining. But that will no longer be a problem when the days come that I don't feel like getting out there in the rain, because I have a treadmill now. But whenever I can get out here and walk, I guarantee you I would much prefer to get out here and walk any day over staying on a treadmill. I just hate staying on a piece of equipment and staring at the wall and looking at a clock while I'm walking. I'd rather get up and move around, because it just makes the time go by so much faster. It makes the walks so much more enjoyable. Today I'm going to be training my calves later and getting another second bout of cardio in. I trained my abs yesterday. They're not sore today. That makes me a little scared, because that means that tonight or tomorrow they're probably going to start getting sore, and that's always like, crap. So that means I'll probably have soreness throughout the week, probably till Wednesday. Hopefully no later than Wednesday. Ugh. The price to be somewhat not so fat and gross. Okay, I'm gonna finish my walk and see where the rest of the day takes me. It is 3 o'clock. It's rounding up to 3 o'clock. So I just took my second dose of animal cuts. I got my rice here. The reason why it looks like that is because I put a bunch of soy sauce in it. My grape juice, well, my cranberry juice, and then I have my phony coffee right here, because I like drinking my coffee when I take something for energy. It's decaf, so it's not real caffeinated coffee, but it tastes the same, at least to me it does. So I get that hype from the coffee after drinking it. So I'm going to eat this meal. Like I said, this is the third one of the day. After this, I'm going to work out my calves and then go for my walk. This is going to be my top set here. I think I'm going to do rest pause. I'm going to see how I feel. I don't know how many I'm going to get, but we're going to figure it out, right? I'm gonna rest. 5 breaths and go again. Oh, oh. 5 breaths and we'll go again. Yeah, when you're taller, you'll be able to use that. You're too short to use it. Oh, oh. Okay. I'm gonna do a drop set now. It's on the other side of the gym, buddy. I have a little shelf over there that I put my water on. Okay, one more with this weight. Works out your hamstrings and your hips. Yep. Because you can get hurt if you don't use it correctly, so it's a warning.
How do you use it?
Watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. No, leave that on there right now, buddy. I'm doing drop sets.
How much do you have to do with
Huh?
You have to define this.
No, I just keep doing as many reps as I can until I can't get over 5. And then once I can't get over 5, I lower the weight. And I keep doing it again until I can't get at least 5.
So that's 25 pounds, that is 45 pounds.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
What could you do after that one? What do you do after that one, Dad?
Huh?
The leg press calf raises. Okay, so that's going to be it for seated calf raises. We're going to move on to leg press calf raises next. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this. I don't know if I'm going to do straight sets, rest pause, drop sets. I have no idea what I'm feeling on this. I'm just gonna wing it, and I'm gonna do it. It's I think 280 pounds.
Because 45 plus 25.
I think I'm gonna do a rest pause. How about 3 to 5 seconds? 3 to 5 breaths.
So you're telling me 23 kid, 50 kid, 23 kid lift up like 50 pounds?
Do what?
50 and 23.
23 is kilograms. So that's 23 kilograms. And 50 pounds equals 23 kilograms is what that says. It's another form of measurement. Every kilogram is 2.2 pounds. A pound is 1 pound, but a kilogram is 2.2. Kilograms? Yeah.
Ah, 27, I did it.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm just gonna do a rest pause on these. I'm not gonna do any drops. So that's good enough for these right here because how many reps I was getting at the beginning. This is going to be my last movement for calves. It's my top set. I'm just doing standing dumbbell calf raises. I did the 35s, 40s, 45s, 50s. The 35, 40, 45, 50. So this is going to be my 5th set with the 55s. And I'm doing sets of 20. So far I've gotten 20 with each set. So hopefully I get 20 for this. Since I did those high intensity movements, I figured I'm gonna go ahead and do a high volume, kind of get the top end movement and a little bit more volume in. Trick to these is not letting your heels rest on the ground. Okay, there's 20. But yeah, like I said, the trick to these is you don't have to dip your heel below. You don't have to go this far with the flexion when you're training your calves. You really don't. I mean, if you want to, you can. But honestly, for years, I just did standing calf raises like this, you know, with just some dumbbells, just standing calf raises. We're never going below. But the trick is to either stop just before your heels touch and then come back up and hold, and then control just before your heels touch, then back up. And if you do happen to touch, keep it as brief as you can, and then back up. Brief as you can, and back up. And I have built my calves up pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say their elite level genetics are the biggest calves out there, but I am going to say they do have some definition, some beef to them. They do have some size. And like I said, I never really felt like I had to do some type of crazy lifting on them. I either did, for years when I was powerlifting, this is it, just dumbbells. This is the extent of my calf training for many, many years. I'm gonna finish this conversation whenever I'm walking. This is the third time I have tried making this video because of either dogs barking aggressively loud and picking up the audio instead of me, or other obstacles out there dragging sticks and beating sticks and yelling and screaming behind me. So hopefully I could get out what I'm trying to say in this clip right here. So I never felt like I had to go super crazy hard on my calves because of when I was powerlifting, I was 290 pounds. And when you're fat, you're going to put a lot of stress on your calves indirectly just by walking around. And being on your feet all day, having a blue collar job, walking around, of course, my calves are being worked all day. You're never gonna see a 400 pound man that's on his feet all day walking with skinny little twig calves. Their calves will get bigger because they're big boys and they're walking on them all day. It just won't happen, right? Walking works your calves. Not enough to cause them to get bigger. Not if you're thinner. At 230 pounds, me walking will never get my calves bigger. Doing Stairmasters will never get my calves bigger. So the size they are now is the size they will forever be unless I give them a new stimulus. And when I was powerlifting, all I did was standing dumbbell calf raises. Again, that was a stimulus more than enough to maintain their size and growth because of the other outside conditions. I also believe by doing Romanian deadlifts, squats, lying leg curls, and back extensions, indirectly train them as well too. Because the balancing, you have to balance, you have to pull, and it helps keep your posture. If your calves don't engage in Romanian deadlifts, honestly, I don't think you can even do the lift. Same thing for squats. There's a certain amount of balancing that comes with it. I'm not saying you can get away without training your calves if you're doing those lifts, but if you're big and you're on your feet all day walking and you are doing heavy lifts, the probability of your calves being left behind is very, very minimal. Now, if you're lighter, 200 pounds, and you're not training them, chances are there's not a stimulus to cause them to grow to get any bigger. That's where I'm at. I'm at 230. And now there's a point where I have to cause a stimulus to get them to grow because I really don't want them to get too far behind and lag out and then be a weak spot and then look like I have sticks for legs. So I'm going to start pushing my calves exactly like I do everything else, just to make sure that my calves do not ever fall behind because I don't want to be a cannon in a rowboat. I just don't want to have everything up top and nothing down low. It's just a stupid look. I'm sorry for everybody out there that doesn't train your calves, or you don't feel like you need to train your calves, or it's not necessary. It's a stupid look. It's a really dumb look. I'm sorry, it just is. Imagine someone that has massive legs and no ass. It looks stupid. Imagine big quads, no hamstrings, a huge chest, but twig arms, like big shoulders, but little toothpick arms. It is a proportion thing of everything being evenly sized for the following muscle that ties the whole image together. So that's just my personal opinion. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my walk. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see y'all in the next one.